In Retro Game of the Week, we dive into our game library and pick out a classic to see if it still holds up today. Let's grab a controller and play some retro games.
Back in 1999, gamers had been collecting Pokémon in fierce Pokémon battles on all kinds of devices already. The introduction of Pokémon Snap meant the series took a turn and brought us a three-dimensional Nintendo 64 game about shooting photos from your favorite Pokémon. Oh snap! Pokémon Snap is a first-person rail shooter. Not that this shooter had any guns in it. That would be far too violent for a kid's game. You played as Todd Snap, a nature photographer working for Professor Oak. It was your task to catch Pokémon on film while driving through their natural habitat. The aim was to take the best picture possible as you went along a set track. It was a fun safari-like experience. The Pokémon appeared in places true to their kind. Grass types ran around in the bushes, and fire types would hang out around a volcano. The only way you could manipulate the environment was to throw apples or pester balls, to either bait or hit Pokémon on the head, making it easier to frame them for a shot and pose their swagger. Once you reached the end of the area, you returned back to the professor. He would then rate your photographs. The scores were based on how well the Pokémon were framed and what pose they were doing.
Wonderful.
Scores were not that important. The game was more about seeing your favorite Pokémon just doing their own thing and shooting pictures like a true paparazzi. But Snap always served as an extra, a placeholder for the Pokémon Stadium games that followed. With only 63 Pokémon being included in the game, it never felt like a complete package. The only reason you would replay this game was to take more photos. The in-game characters had so much personality. This especially appealed to fans of the original Nintendo Game Boy releases. You finally got to interact with your favorite Pokémon. This, of course, was Magikarp.